Welcome to the PPVG Gamescast. My name is Steve.
Rich.
Mo.
We are the passionate playing video gamers. In today's episode, we're going to give our strategies to the E3 2017 press conferences. If we were running things, we'll let you know what we would do for each of the 5 companies. Also talk about the South Park new announced release date. We'll see if this one sticks or not.
Is that the truth?
That's damn true, yes. It is the truth. We'll also talk about Red Dead Redemption 2 being delayed. Talk about when we think that might be released. But we will start off with Mo's favorite, Destiny 2. Released new gameplay footage last week. And first impressions. Mo, you are the Destiny master. What were your first impressions?
Destiny master. Try to master my own destiny.
That's what the married man has to do now.
Son of a bitch, it won't come off. God damn it.
Oh, you meant the ring. I just saw the motion. Don't worry, you'll get it off sometime. Maybe spit on it. If you spit on it, that might help.
Oh, okay. I don't even know where to start, to tell you the truth, but that's a good start right there.
Spitting on it?
Yeah, speaking of being jerked off.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
how much have you been jerked off around with Destiny?
Enough.
The one who bought all the DLCs.
And it's not a stripper either.
Not
So. Inside joke. Okay? Relax.
a stripper named Destiny.
Yeah, right. No, she's a wild one.
I still have those bite marks.
Yeah.
How was your DLC?
I don't know where
Was the gameplay not very good?
No, I just... So to me...
Piss poor graphics?
It's better in multiplayer.
Better?
Actually, you know, I've actually thought about this. I'm actually take a page out of Rich's book here. And no.
Uh-oh.
Hear me out.
I don't know where this is going.
So, hear me out. So, when we talk about consoles, Rich has brought up the point of a car, whether you have a Maserati or a car, but as long as it takes you further. Destiny is kind of like that car that we've had for years, and they're just putting a fucking fresh coat of paint, and how far will that fucking take you? That's how I feel. It's gameplay. The gameplay remains the same. The guns, yeah, they brought in some new guns, some new exotics, but it's just a fresh coat of paint. It's just, that's all they're doing.
Yeah, they didn't tune the engine.
The new powers is stuff that has already been done in the first game with the DLCs, and even beyond that. Like, for instance, the Hunter new power is a staff that's electrical, okay, and he moves around all fast. That's the first power from the first Destiny. It's called the Arc Blade, which you just use a knife instead of a fucking staff. It's just a little clear coat of paint. That's all it is. So I understand that the people now are arguing, oh, well, this is what Destiny 1 should have been. So why the fuck are you calling it Destiny 2? Like, why should it even be considered a second game then? It should just be like, oh, Destiny remade.
Well, Call of Duty set the success. You don't need something brand new and still the top-selling game.
But they still have taken, the only thing about that I can argue with Call of Duty is that they take you to different settings, and it doesn't all look the fucking same as far as the world. Okay, yeah, the online multiplayer.
Fair enough.
Okay, the online multiplayer, they do include from previous maps the maps that were the most famous, which is okay, smart. People like those maps. Why not keep them in? Throw them in there for them. But Destiny, yeah, they're gonna take you to this new world, but it kind of already looks. We've already fought the Cabal. We've already done that. They're gonna bring you're taking the fight to the tower. Everybody's already seen the tower because it was the socializing place. Now you get to fight in it. Okay, like, I'm just not sold. It's like I said, it's a clear coat of paint. But how long until that car dies on you? The mileage is done. Because you're not getting a new engine.
Saying it needs an oil change?
You're not getting a new engine. You're not even getting an oil change. You know, that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, and they gave you new tires for the car, but they were still used tires.
Yeah, they're still used tires. They're not even like brand new, fresh tires. And the thing is with me is, you know, we'll get into more because you still got more to explain for Destiny, but that's how I feel right now, that it's pushed me off, that I am actually not pre-ordering because I've already played this game. I've already seen those mechanics. I've already done all these mechanics. I'm good. I will hold off. until all the DLCs come out, and it's a $25 bin.
And Mo, it sounds like you're really excited for the sequel. That gameplay footage really got you amped up. And are you going to pre-order Destiny 2?
No.
And you've bought every single DLC. Is that correct?
Yep, I've had every single.
How many
one.
is there? Has been 3 of them?
No, 4.
4 DLCs.
Yeah.
4 DLCs and the game. So Bungie released the first gameplay reveal trailer. So we actually saw some gameplay because a few weeks ago they actually showed just a cinematic trailer. They showed a 7-minute story mission called Homecoming. So we got some of the story. They showed the Countdown Crucible gameplay and the inverted spire spike, which is on Nessus, the planet. And I actually watched the Homecoming trailer for the story mission, and I've only played the game. I only went to level 21. I got 1 level of light and said this is bullshit. And so I played it for like the first 2 weeks. Beat it, got to level 20, beat the so-called story to the game, and and then stopped. Once I found out I had to grind, do the same thing over and over again. I'm not a grinder, not on video games. Then I stopped. And Rich, was that the same case with you?
Yeah,
with
I didn't get that far. I gave up before that because there was just nothing compelling to it. There was no story.
So you didn't make it to level 20?
I think I got to 20, but I don't think I got my first level of light. I remember going, no, I'm not going to just be on patrol forever. So I think I had kind of given up.
And then, so you weren't even thinking of getting the sequel?
No.
And then, Mo, you were big on board. What about Heather?
She actually said no as well. She's not getting...
no, she didn't just say no.
Well, she said, fuck no, this is the same shit. Why the fuck am I going to spend $60 to $100? Because in truth, they like to include the whole silver buying stuff and on top
season
of
pass kind of
yeah, and all
mentality,
that.
yeah.
So she goes, why am I going to spend $100 now when later on it's going to go for cheaper like they did with the whole packaging and...
Yeah, you'll get a Game of the Year edition.
Yeah,
for
then it
$30
includes
and
all the
it's got
DLC.
5 DLCs.
Yeah, so we're gonna wait. We're not pre-ordering. It's not something that's on our radar right now. We have a speculation of something that may be on our radar for E3 that we were kind of discussing, but we'll talk about that later.
All right, give me a little tease. And Destiny 2 is set to release on September 8th of this year on Xbox One and PS4 and later on PC. So the changes that they made for Destiny 2 is the single player. They added new subclasses and a new director, which is the in-game map and activity selector, the one who actually take you around. Who was it in the first one? What was the main?
It was the
Ghost.
Yeah, pretty much. But you also had like God, I don't remember if his name is the Speaker or the Seeker or whatever the hell his name was.
Oh, the guys from the tower?
Yeah, that he would like tell you. Now you have the Warlock, which I forget her name I think is Novella, and Cade, who is the Hunter, and you have
That's the funny one from the...
Yeah, the funny one.
Okay.
And then the Titan, who I believe is Captain Savala, is his name.
Sounds right.
Yeah, so those 3 will be guiding you through your missions, from what I've read on the...
I don't remember any of the characters. I don't remember much
Yeah, they didn't really
about
stand out.
Destiny.
Yeah.
The one thing I do remember is the bosses were sponges. How many bullets
that's
I
not
had to
changing.
unload
That's not changing. In the gameplay,
into
I saw that. It was like Super Sponge.
the game.
Yeah.
The director will be your guide visiting 4 major new locations, such as the European Dead Zone, which is a lush forest and caves, Saturn moon of Titan, a methane ocean, Nessus, which is overrun by Vex, and the Jupiter moon of Io. Uncover the secrets left behind by the travelers who visited 3 centuries earlier, which is what they've shown so far about the single-player campaign. And if you've been watching the previous episodes, at least once an episode, I always try and say, fuck Destiny. Because there's so much hype. It was Bungie, creators behind Halo, brought the excitement, the hype, and to be so let down. But again, trying to understand that wasn't my type of game. I guess I was naive of what the game actually was. But I'm actually planning to pick up Destiny 2 on day 1. picking up on the first day, just so I can say I played it, and once again I can say fuck Destiny. And it will be worth the $60 a purchase. You guys will come over. We will play it. And we'll say it together. Fuck Destiny. But taking that out of the way, it actually looks pretty cool.
He says, come over and played it. And I was like, I've already been there, done that, bro. Did it for fucking years. I'm good.
Maybe it's because I haven't played any of the DLCs. I haven't been playing it.
Yeah, they I know that they're including like a shit ton of cinematics, and they didn't start including cinematics into probably the third DLC. I want to kind of put that out there. They included some in the first two, but they were very small, tiny cutscenes just to get the introduction. That's all it really was. But after that, the third and the fourth DLC, they started, okay, let's put some cinematics in there. People are getting tired of the grimoires or whatever. Nobody's going to go online and read a fucking book just to play a fucking game to understand what the hell is going on. It's just too much. Doing too much.
And Bungie did announce that they're no longer doing the cards, which, what are they called, Rich?
Grimoire.
Oh.
Those cards no longer doing as they did for Destiny. You had to go on the website to see what the story was. Yeah. So they're actually going to put the story into the game. Weird concept, how that works.
That's because they fired the writing staff on the first game. Yeah. If they had basically built the game, and then the higher-ups said, no, we're going to do the story. We don't need you. And they cut them, and all that stuff was kind of prepped. And it was in files, and that was easy to update the website with, but they couldn't put it in the game because you have to make cinematics and, dialogue sequences and stuff like that. Whereas when you write like a series Bible, you can easily take a paragraph that's about this enemy type and you put it there, and then they just had to link to, this is the hyperlink when you find this card in the game, and that's...
Which is kind of funny to me too. When you were mentioning all the new worlds that they're putting in, all those worlds were mentioned in the first game. They talked like specifics about it, like the Nexus. That's we visited that world a couple times in the first one. If anyone actually paid fucking attention, but we did. That world's already been in there a few times. That wasn't in the very first. It was like on the second or third DLC, if I can remember right, but.
It all looks the same, right? It's hard to get them all
throwing that out there. Yeah, it's just a fresh coat of paint. That's all it is.
Just with the first Destiny, there are some parts I really enjoyed about it that I was very surprised. So that's why I want to give it a second chance. I loved the bounties. I thought that was a really cool idea where you go and get a bounty. So when I'm in the single player, I get experience points for hunting down. I actually went out of my way to try and hunt, certain...
Like sub-bosses.
Yeah, the sub-bosses down. And I really enjoyed that part more than I thought. I enjoyed the actual gameplay, the shooting mechanics, which I knew I would love because it's Bungie. They know how to make a first-person shooter. I'm with Rich. The story was lack of story. There was nothing there to keep me going, and I'm not a grinder. So that's always happened out. There was a lot that I really liked and a lot that I didn't like, and... just the grinding was enough. Well, I'm not going to do it.
Let's be honest. The grinding's not going to go away. That's going to stay in the game. That was one of the keynotes of the game. They're not going to get rid of that.
That's what keeps so many people playing.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's what the raids are for. They're a bunch of grinding. And hopefully they fixed the whole matchmaking for raids. I hope they do, because... I did not have time to go and look for a fire team of 6 to figure it all out. I didn't have that time.
No, I know the grinding won't change. That is a part of the game, but I'm going to play for the single player. I do not play multiplayer, and we'll get into the multiplayer aspect of Destiny soon. But same with any of the first-person shooters. I play a few rounds, but I usually just play for the single-player campaign. That's what I'm doing for Destiny. See if it has improved with the story. Mm-hmm. Because I haven't bought any of the DLCs, so it'll pretty much be fresh. Again, if it doesn't look like new game, it'll pretty much be new to me. I played it for the first 2 weeks it was released. So that's why I am going to pick it up, see what has changed. It looks fun. I actually really enjoyed that 7-minute trailer for the Homecoming story mission that they showed. What do you think of the strategy, Rich, that how are they released a gameplay reveal trailer, and then the 7-minute story, and then they showed the Crucible, and then they showed a raid.
I think that's them making the same mistake Microsoft did with that first Xbox One press conference where they're trying to be all things to all people of their customer base, and they're missing the fact that they already had a flawed idea from the beginning. So it doesn't matter that you have something for every one of those groups if it's not, that specific thing that group needs above anything else. You're missing the thing. I don't think multiplayer, those people are getting catered to. The story people are not getting catered to. This is better along those lines, at least for the storyline aspect, because like you, I don't play multiplayer. But it still doesn't mean it's going to be a good or fleshed out story. In comparison, it'll seem that way. But is it still going to be on the level of The Last of Us? Or Mass Effect? Is it going to be
I don't know if you can really compare.
No, but that's what they're trying to convince you, because they're trying to say to guys like you and me that are Mass Effect fans, come back. You don't have to be multiplayer. We got something for you too. Do you?
That's what I'm doing. I'm giving it a chance. And I do apologize. Not a raid, a strike. So the inverted spire strike, not raid. So that is a strike that they did show. So they showed a little bit of everything that that they do plan to have on the game. Get this chance. They do have a big task ahead of themselves and over the summer of how to convince the people like me. Obviously, it looked like it convinced me. I'm planning to buy it. That's just because I really get pissed off about people who talk shit about something that have not experienced it. So now I'm going to purchase Destiny 2. It'll be worth my $60 just in case I hate it, just so I can talk shit about it. But it'll be worth it if it was. How much Destiny put a sour taste, but I'm going to give it a second chance. Looks intriguing, but we will see what happens. Again, that's a single player, but Destiny was built on the multiplayer. Again, with the raid. So multiplayer made some changes. So in the first game, they did 3 versus 3 and 6 versus 6. Now, in Destiny 2, it's going to be 4 versus 4. So I got my ass kicked in the Crucible. I only played a few rounds. I got owned and destroyed. And then I put it up. It's been collecting dust. Mo, how has your experience been in the Crucible? I know you and Heather played a lot.
Yeah, I was big Crucible. Like, that was my fun for it. Like, coming home day after day, if I was stressed out at work, I was going to go kill people. And not to brag.
In-game. In-game. Hashtag in-game.
Yeah.
I sense much anger inside you, Mo.
No, I mean, that's just what we did. And then that was like, when Heather and I had our days off, we would go in Crucible and we'd wreck some people together.
It was called Destiny Mondays.
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't like the 4 versus 4. And one of the reasons being is if you're a new player, when they had 6 versus 6 on Capture, they had like a thing called Capture. It wasn't really a flag, but it was more like capture these like A, B, and C, these certain positions, and you capture them, you get points like that. It was
like nodes,
like
the
nodes,
headquarter nodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or capture the zone. That's what it was called, zoning. So basically, that was 6 versus 6. In out of the 6 players, there'd always be 1 or 2 players that were pretty terrible, and the other 4 were.
I'm one of those guys.
Well, semi decent, but you got to remember that was a way for those two players that were just not that good to learn the strategies in the games from the other players.
Yeah.
Because that was that for 4 versus 4. People who already played on our veterans from Destiny 1 are gonna get pissed off at that one player that does not complete that team.
Yeah.
This guy.
And that's why I say leave the 6 versus 6 in there, because it helps. It kind of helps.
There's 3 primary classes and then 3 secondaries, right?
Oh.
So 3 and 6 would make sense to kind of have an all around kind of squad. Yeah. 4 is automatically throwing that off, and you don't have a way to fix it.
So I think it's just weird. And the 3 versus 3.
Yeah, what was that? That sounds intense.
The 3 versus 3, that was super competitive. You wouldn't even step inside there until you got your shit together. Like, once you had your armor based, you had your guns, you had the specific guns that you already learned, and you already know how to use, and we know that you're specialist at those guns. That's the only time you would step into 3 versus 3. You just don't do it.
And if you were that level player, that was where the advertising, they'd have the app, and you would be coordinating with your friends. I'm off at 5, and so 5:15 we're going live on this server. And
exactly.
None of that stuff ever happened.
Yeah, but that's when you already had your set squad, your squad of 3 people that that you coordinate really good, and you go into there. That the 4 versus 4, I think it's not gonna go in the favor. That's just me though. I feel with you trying to capture a new fan base, you should keep it 6 versus 6. Just on the Crucible side. I think that's respectable and enough for somebody to go in and actually learn what Crucible is, because there's a whole different set of rules for each Crucible.
Did people have problems filling out those teams, or was there enough people on that you could always get 6?
Surprisingly, like, it was always 6 versus 6. Sometimes if somebody would get frustrated and get owned a lot and wouldn't stick to the team, they would just dip out. But if you have good 4 players, you can easily dominate a team of 6. I've done it plenty of times. But I was always that one player that I would encourage the new casual players.
Aww,
that'd be like, hey,
so
man,
sweet.
Don't give up. Just, you got to learn your guns, and once you get it,
thanks, coach.
Hey, you're part of my team. I want you to win. I'm not gonna go and like shit talk to you, but there's a lot of toxic players out there. You got to remember that. So I'm not a toxic player at all. I give people chances. If they fucking up and they're lagging, I'm like, bro, you're kind of killing us right here with this whole lag thing. But it is what it is. I think the 4 versus 4 is not the way to go for that. But to each their own. We'll see.
Anything you guys would like to add about Destiny 2? I know, Mo, you've had a lot building up.
I don't want to trash Destiny so much. The first entirety of the game, the first level 1 to 20, and then the first 2 DLCs, they were a little hard to come through. Once they got into the third, they started doing pretty notable stuff. And I'll give you an example. There was a stage where it was one of your dailies to do, and if you did it with a group, at the end of the daily, nobody knew about this. Once you finish a daily, you can go back and do it again. But if you take a different route, it took you to another setting and another story. And at the end of that, if you were able to complete that, you would get a powerful exotic sniper, which was rewarding. That type of stuff I applauded, because they started changing kind of the script on that. That was great stuff, because you played that particular storyline mission already, and you're like, oh, nothing's new. But then you started hearing, hey, you can get an exotic sniper, and if you take this separate route, it's just kind of like a little secret. If you take it, then you're gonna get a super cool sniper. That type of stuff, when they started throwing that stuff in, that's why it kept getting me involved. They started, okay, I got something to look forward to. I'm gonna go get that sniper. We need a good team. Get the team together and go for it. So hopefully they put that type of stuff into Destiny 2, because I'd like to see that. I'd like to see people talking about their secrets and like, oh shit, I got this super cool exotic from doing this and this and this. That type of stuff I appreciate. But a lot of the same stuff also kind of ran it to the ground. And so I'm kind of afraid of that happening to Destiny 2. It's the same rerun over and over and over again. I got bored. That's it.
Of grinding, absolutely.
Of grinding, yeah. It was the grind. It killed me.
Well, and it's all so random, too.
Yeah.
You could grind for hours and hours and hours, and you still might not get the gun you needed.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I did so much grinding that I would always get, like, heavy machine guns. I don't use them. I really don't. I used my main, and the sub. That's it.
Oh, and if you would have switched, though, that's when you would have got a sniper rifle.
Yeah, that's when I would have. Yeah, exactly. That's what they would do. So, but that's just my notes.
No, I have faith that they'll rebound with the story, because with Halo franchise, that had a lot of lore, had a lot of background. I know there's a lot of novels in the back, but in the game they actually had that story as well. Some of it was incoherent. In the second one, a little bit it went kind of weird. Yeah. That plant.
Oh.
Yeah.
What you're talking about too.
That's what the fuck am I seeing right now?
The leader of the flood. I don't know what the
Yeah. Sure.
That's how they survived. I don't know why you don't get that.
But as of now, a little upset that it will not be coming to Nintendo Switch. Wanted to play Destiny 2 in the park, but I guess.
Wasn't that a rumor too?
I'll get it.
It was.
Oh, I knew there was no chance. Dude, the Switch can't handle
Wait,
that
was
shit.
that you today? At the park?
Yeah.
No, seriously, there was a fire at sunset today.
Oh, was that you?
Noticeable from the strip, yeah.
Did Nintendo Switch blow up? Or?
I figured, yeah, you're probably there. And
yeah, at the park, my Switch is
or
overheated.
Someone was burning you at the stake or something.
You know what? Now you don't even have to send in your controller.
Ooh.
Get that warranty.
There we go.
He still has to fix the Xbox One.
Get the warranty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way, he's still fucked.
Yeah, I'll be playing VR or PlayStation, so I have to buy a new Xbox One controller. But as of now, fuck Destiny. But I will give it a chance and see how the sequel will be. As of now, I said as of now.
It's gonna be a polite, gentle fuck, but still fuck.
Yeah, it will be gentle. They will more than likely be at the Sony press conference event they've headlined with Sony. So we'll see more. Maybe we'll talk about this later, but do you think in E3 should they focus on the single player, multiplayer, or a little bit of both? Because right now, exactly what Rich said, they're evening out all the everything else. Like, what do we have? The Crucible, we got Strikes, we got single player. They're evening it out. Is there a focus that they should be on, or still do a wide range of the entire game?
For what I feel for E3, I know that they've been releasing a ton of videos. I'm like, you shouldn't have released that much.
That was a lot.
You should have kind of kept it kind of under wraps to surprise people for E3, because a lot of people are expecting a lot from E3. I mean, it's E3, for fucking Christ's sake. To keep it kind of under wraps, and I felt that they could have at least showed like a 5-minute segment of everything, that like storyline, Crucible, just a little 2-minute to each thing. Just say like, this is what we've done, this is what we're working on. I think releasing everything, and those videos are long. Some of those videos, the gameplay on it, I'm like, holy shit.
The Strike.
I'm not going to sit there for like 20-30 minutes watching this video.
Because they think they already have their customer base.
Yeah.
Like I said.
And they will. They are. They
do have a loyal fan base that will pick up the second one no matter what.
Yeah, but somebody who's on the fence or was brand new to the experience is not going to sit through an 8-minute storyline trailer over here, and then a walkthrough of a mission that's 14 minutes over here, and then a multiplayer 21-minute demo over here, and then a developer conference with IGN that's 30 minutes. There's nobody there that's like, I don't know if I want to buy this game, but I'm already going to spend 90 minutes trying to catch up on shit I have no idea about.
Exactly.
And if you're already devoted, then yeah, that's nice, but you're already going to buy it anyway, so why are they wasting their time? They already have your money.
I went rogue. I'm good. Like
no, that's what I'm saying though. Them putting out that info actually turned you from I'm looking forward to it to now you're in the fuck Destiny camp.
Yeah.
They could have got your money and ran off with it, and you would have been like, "Oh, that was a mistake."
Fuck Destiny.
Don't get me wrong. This is not to deter anybody from buying it. I'm just saying this is what I see, and I don't see anything new coming to me. And I feel like they've taken a lot out of it, or they haven't added enough new stuff for me to actually be sold on it. Like, I don't see anything huge on it. And one thing that bugs me is they said, oh, we couldn't bring some of the old stuff back into the first one, like your Sparrow. And here, long and behold, I see a fucking video and there's a fucking Sparrow in it, and you can't just put the cosmetic in there? You already did the cosmetic work for the rest of the fucking things.
And your
fuck out of here.
Guns don't transfer over.
Yeah,
no, but they said whoever's a level 20 or above, some of that it's going to transfer over.
Not your Sparrows, the character. I mean, unless they changed it now from the last I heard.
No, it'll be the same look, but I don't think it has the same levels. So, like, if your armor had given...
It's called balance.
Yeah, but you need a balance. But the Sparrow had no levels. Those type of little minor cosmetics were just paint on top of the stuff.
I think they're all going to be destroyed. They were just there to try to harken back to the first one and go, see, it's connected.
Yeah,
that's all
right. And I'm just... Yeah, that type of stuff I just don't get.
But. You remember the thing with the thing, right? There
like, as far as the guns, yeah, I understand that, but the Sparrow stuff, I don't know. Or like the emotes. I saw the fucking same emote that I was using in the first one in the second one. It's there. So why can't I have them?
Because you didn't order the deluxe edition. That's why. Duh.
Eat a dick, Destiny.
So, hashtag fuck Destiny and hashtag eat a dick.
Destiny.
All right. Yeah. Well.
You can't just eat a
that's
dick.
going.
That's kind of an all-around.
We're going full circle now at the strip club.
But, to each their own.
We will get more information at E3 in the next few weeks at this more like the Sony press conference. That's our take so far on the Destiny 2 reveal trailers. Please let us know in the comments below what you feel about the reveal trailers and if you're still on board with Team Destiny or fuck Destiny. Rockstar announced on Monday, May 22nd, the delay of Red Dead Redemption 2. In their blog posts, they stated, some extra time is necessary to ensure that we can deliver the best experience possible for our fans. We're sorry for any disappointment this delay causes, but we are firm believers in delivering a game only when it is ready. We're really excited to bring you more details about the game this summer. I think Rockstar has earned the right to release the game whenever the fuck they're ready.
They do whatever they fucking want, and you guys can shut the fuck up about it. That's how I feel.
Rich, what is your take on the delay of Red Dead Redemption 2?
We're all going to buy it regardless, so I'd rather that it was done and done well, like they usually do. And it's not the first time that they've been delayed. They didn't have like an official release date. It was just kind of a window that we thought. They didn't ever say.
So they said released spring 2018, but on their conference call this morning, they got a little more specific, and they said in their fiscal year 2019. So that means it will be released after April 1st, 2018, which is the start of their fiscal year. So they actually announced the game in October 2016, which was their announcement reveal trailer, which is about a minute and a half, 2 minutes reveal trailer. And at the end of the trailer, it said fall 2017. And even when they even announced that, people were still skeptical that it's going to make that release date. Because almost every single Rockstar game is delayed. But then again, it's earned the right, even with like the GTAs, 4 and 5, all those were all delayed. But the exceptional games that they release. And again, GTA 5, the NPD numbers for April, I believe, was just released in GTA 5. Again, top 5, which it has been all year. And how long that's been out.
4 years.
You know, they're allowed to delay the game. The one thing I was like telling Rich, the first Red Redemption, their online multiplayer was what fashioned GTA 4's and 5's online multiplayer capabilities. So I'm sure from what happened with GTA 5's, the GTA Online, with the whole, lag time and the clusterfuck that they kind of had, I'm sure that they're trying to polish it because the Red Dead Redemption multiplayer was pretty freaking awesome. It was pretty cool. You get to level up a cowboy. You get to change the cosmetics and clothing.
You're just like being a cowboy.
It was sick. I loved it. It was cool. You get to upgrade your horses. You get to put like different types of saddles and stuff that would help them be faster online. And these are type of things that I remember. So I'm sure they want to polish the online multiplayer for the second one and 2. That's going to take some time.
Because didn't GTA 5 have an issue when it was released with the multiplayer?
Exactly. So I can see them being like, okay, let's not have that same problem and, have a bunch of pissed off people that already are in our boat. Let's just kind of complete the game. So in my eyes, they're doing no wrong. And it's good the way that they said, we just need more time. We want to deliver, the grand piece of steak that you're looking for.
I would rather they did it right. Like when we talked about Mass Effect. Now, in retrospect,
too soon, man.
I think they probably should have canceled Andromeda. If it was going that badly, being that delayed, and what we got was what they did, maybe they should have just said enough, because they've basically nuked that entire IP now because it was that bad and that poorly received.
How big of a fucking bomb would that have been? Mass Effect Andromeda.
And we all would have roasted them, but I'm telling you, as someone that I don't want the series to go away. Mm-hmm. I would have rather that you canceled that one game, got a different team in there, or gave the right resources and didn't talk about it or anything, and did it right, because what you did kind of hurt.
It's on hiatus.
They were already wounded from the ending of Mass Effect 3, so now you've basically killed it.
And Rich, you've played the first Red Dead Redemption. What was your take on the first game?
Oh, amazing!
It was great.
Yeah. One of the best games ever.
What was so amazing about it? I have never played Red Dead Redemption. I bought it last on Black Friday because it's now a backwards compatible.
You don't like Westerns, though.
So I'm not a big Western, like movies or any Western types, but it's Rockstar. And I only started with GTA 4, I think, was when I actually started playing that, because I didn't have a PlayStation 1 or 2, so I didn't play any of those older GTA. So GTA 4 I love, GTA 5 I love, and I've heard nothing but great things about Red Dead Redemption.
I am kind of on the fence with Westerns too, but I recognize when the writing is fucking fantastic.
Yep.
When the writing is that good to make you go into and actually watch a Western movie or a game, either way, or either or, you're gonna fucking enjoy it, regardless. They did such good writing, and even they had some comical stuff into the first game, or into that game, that I was just blown away, and I kept making me put hours into hours into hours. And the main storyline, it was good. It was really good. So I just kept playing and playing. I got addicted to it.
I'm kind of relieved for the delay because it gives me more time to play the first one. But my backlog keeps on getting larger and larger. But I'm not playing the second one until the first one. That is my goal. I'm going to stick to it. I already know what happens at the end of the first one. I read
You
on an
need
article
to see how it got there.
How it got there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, how it got to that last scene. And so they actually have a partnership with PlayStation. So PlayStation will have online DLC timed exclusives. So with that partnership, more than likely it will be at the Sony press conference because they have that DLC timed. They will more than likely have more footage, probably show more at E3 this year of Red Dead Redemption 2. What are your expectations? Since you both loved the first one so much and you're not alone, it's very high. It's one of the highest reviewed games of that generation, I believe, Red Dead Redemption. Mm-hmm. What do you want out of the second one?
I can't even say. Like I feel the first one was done so well that with the screenshots and some of the little video that they showed, it looked like they're on the right direction already. Like there's nothing more that I can add or say. If they're taking the time to delay it, well then there's a reason for it. I mean, I don't know what to add. I don't know what other things you.
The only thing I would add is because my favorite of all time for the GTA titles is Vice City, and it's something that I like the mechanic that they do. One of the reasons why I like Saints Row 2 so much is it had a very similar thing of you would take over. You have your homestead, and or Assassin's Creed 2 they had the same thing. And as you finish other optional missions and quests and goals and stuff, you can then unlock advancements for your home base or whatever. So if you're whatever, because we don't know what the storyline is, let's assume that it's like the John Marston story. You got your homestead
because it's a prequel, obviously.
No, we're assuming it is. We're
assuming it's a prequel.
Yeah, we still have no idea.
Still under wraps.
But if you could do things where, like, let's say it is the prequel and you're still in Dutch's gang, what if now you get to build stables and now your horses get a perk because of that? Or now you're able to hire a blacksmith, so now your guns have a little bit more accuracy or power behind the blast kind of thing. Or it unlocks sniper rifles or, long-range rifles, I should say, as opposed to just pistols and shotguns kind of thing. I like that idea that you can change up your way of playing by achieving other things. You can still do the game vanilla and get through it, but if you do these other things, all of a sudden you go from having a farmhouse to you've got like the whole homestead with the ranch and the stables and all that. Your own little mini economy. I like that idea.
They only included that in the online.
I know, but I'm a single player.
Right.
And it's easy to implement in single player too.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Did any of you bastards tie someone up to a train tracks to get ran over by a train?
Yes, because there's an achievement.
So much.
Yeah.
You fucks.
Yeah.
That
was so much fun. Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah.
You can on a horse drag someone behind you while you're going through the web.
I used to do that to the whores. I was evil.
Well, we all did that at GTA 3 when you found out you replenish your health and then she gets out and then you back over and you get your money back. We all played that. Jon Stewart has a famous thing where he was telling about how he loves it.
I just like to do the lasso, grab him, and just ride away. I was such a dick.
No wonder you liked it so much.
No, there were so many brilliant little touches that they had in that game, like the music cues. So part of it is you dip down into Mexico. It's part of the map. And when you do, the music starts to subtly change the farther you go over the border.
Your clothing, too.
Yeah.
Everything. Your whole setting.
You start to go up into the mountains, and then you start to notice there's some snow. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, I'm like in the highlands of Montana kind of thing is what you feel like. And if you're on your horse, just doing a regular trot, the music goes one kind of speed. As you speed up, and it's not like it just like hits the fast forward button, but you notice like the pacing of the music picks up because now you're moving faster. It's trying to keep that whole mentality with it. Everything that they do, the things in 4 and 5 of GTA where you would have the random encounters.
Okay.
Where you go around a corner and someone's getting robbed and you either intervene or you're like, oh, sorry, lady, your problem.
I got things to do.
That started in Red Dead.
Got
that was the
bitches
first
to kill.
game where they did that.
Yeah, and it would also happen online. To your the character that you made would also happen online. You would have random encounters, and it would perk you up as your own character, get you some. I forgot what they called it. Some. It was like credibility towards your character, and everybody would know in that map saying,
Oh, like reputation.
Yeah, like reputation,
Yeah.
exactly. That's it. Well, the rep. And everybody would know that you did something good, or you saved this person's life, and your reputation would go up. The gun mechanics were spot on to me. I thought they were really good.
And there's a little bit of that Max Payne bullet time kind
Ooh.
of mechanic in there too.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when you start hitting the shots, you're seeing like the squid pass. It looks that was the one bad thing. It was also hilarious though, is you'd kill a guy and you'd go walk up and you'd see that basically they didn't deform the model. They just put a blood pack on top of him.
Yeah.
So you'd look and you can see like there's blood holes that were like placed on top of the model.
Ketchup
that was the
packets.
one goofy thing, but it was awesome
It was
looking
so funny,
too.
yeah.
And watching the guy where his, you set up your shots in bullet time, and then you come out of it, and then all of a sudden your guy goes boom, 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 and you just boom, boom, boom. He just explodes. It was
every
hilarious.
Every time you shoot the gun, the animation on it was so smooth, though. So smooth.
And for its time, and then Rockstar did say that this is their first time using PlayStation 4 and Xbox One system, so it's taken longer than expected. Get to use, and then Rockstar, you've earned the right.
Yeah.
Again, all your games are top selling for years,
Yeah.
which is very hard to do in this business
Yeah.
these days.
But it's because they put the artistry into it.
They take the time, one game every 4 or 5 years, and
It doesn't matter. It's still one of the top sellers for 4 or 5 years.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Because by the time Red Dead Redemption comes out, GTA will still be in the top 10.
Yeah.
Of how they so we are excited for Red Dead Redemption 2, even though I haven't played the first one. Again, Rockstar has that respect from me. I will play the first one hopefully this summer and then be ready for the second one. I'm thinking a May release of 2018.
that would make sense.
Go with I know The Witcher 3 came out in May 2 years ago and it sold well for an RPG. Then that's great. Start off their fiscal year off well with Red Dead Redemption. Sell through.
They don't have to rely on holiday sales. It's going to be...
No, they're
it's
going to
a
get
Rockstar
sales
game. It's going to
regardless.
sell regardless, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
I already have a pre-order in for it. Like,
Yeah.
I went in, I was like, dude, I need the pre-order, and I want to get the collector's edition. He's like, the collector's edition hasn't been announced. I was like, I'm going to go fuck, put my name down.
You know it's going to.
I
Yeah.
want that.
Because I know GTA 4 came out in April. GTA 5, I don't think that was a fall. Oh, wait, was it September when GTA 5 came
I
out?
want to see if I want to say yes. I want to say it was around there.
So I know the Xbox One, PS4, that was November.
Yeah,
when they
you
did.
know what? Because the delay on the GTA Online didn't come out till close to, I want to say, December, January of going on to the next year. So,
Well, that's our take on Red Dead Redemption 2. Please let us know in the comments below what your take is and how you feel about the delay of the game. And the South Park sequel will be coming out in 4 different editions: a standard, a gold, a steel box gold, and a collector's edition. The gold editions will have a season pass, a steel bookcase, 3 adult South Park postcards, and an extra in-game costume perk. The collector's edition will have a 6-inch figure of the Coon. We all love the Coon, don't we, gentlemen?
I'm not answering that. Coon and Friends, yes, we're all
Coon friends.
We're all fans.
Yes. If you pre-order, you receive the Stick of Truth for free, and the offer will be available until January 1st, 2018.
And don't forget that if you pre-order, you get Tally as a summon as well.
wow, did not know that.
And Mo, did you play the original South Park?
No,
Stick of Truth?
no, I actually didn't. It went under the radar for me. I got bombarded with too many games, and then I overlooked it. I know
Too
a lot
many
of people.
games. You played 20 games at once.
I know, but I was finishing other games at the time. So I'm actually really excited. I'm actually going to pre-order, and so I can get the first one and play through that one.
Really good game.
Yeah. So when Rich told me about the mechanics of the actual game, I thought it was different. I didn't think it was good. I didn't know what to expect from
It's
the
a
game.
very dumbed down RPG, but it's
But-
still, there's enough in there that'll keep you interested,
Yeah.
especially the humor.
Yeah, and I like RPGs, so I was blown away. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but it's not going to, it won't be the same as Persona.
right.
I just want you to keep your
Not-
expectations for that, but it is 150% South Park kind of comedy.
It's
stuff,
fine for me. I'm dipping in.
And Rich, October 17th, will you be picking it up?
I already pre-ordered. I already got my update from Amazon that they do have an official release date after I got it's been moved back to January 1st, 2018 is what they had the placeholder had been.
And did you get the Steelbook case edition?
Yeah, with the 3 postcards.
Because that's what you got for Injustice, right? Yeah. The Steelbook, the gold edition. So you didn't want the Coon, 6 inches of Coon?
No.
No. Can't
It's
handle
like
it?
it's an RC that he's on his tricycle, and so it's an RC thing. And it's like, that's nice, but there's plenty of kids that could play with that.
I'll probably go the same route you did with the Steelbook, and it comes with a season pass too. So might as well dive in.
Did the first one have a season pass? Like season pass of what?
There was not any DLC. They thought they had left it where they could have added it, but there was no season pass for them to have not fulfilled or anything like that.
And the first game was delayed heavily as well.
But
is that correct?
The biggest reason was because of the THQ bankruptcy.
Okay.
So
this delay is just really odd to me. So last E3, they showed it at the Ubisoft conference, and they announced December 6, 2016 release date. So showed it in E3 in June. It's going to come out in 5 months. South Park, The Fractured Butthole. And it looks fun. Like the storyline. It looks cool. It's more like they're superheroes on 2 different sides, correct?
Yeah, because they were using Civil War, which hadn't been released at the time.
Yeah.
As kind of like we're going to do our own Civil War.
Which was already, it was a sell for me once I saw it. I was like, what? All right, cool.
The timing would have been great. But then after the December 6th, they actually delayed it in September. So last September, so 3 months after they showed it in June, it's going to be delayed until Q1 2017. And then in March, they announced delayed next fiscal year. We don't have a date.
Yeah.
Now it comes out October 17th. So 10-month delay went from December 6, 2016 now to October 17, 2017. Rich, what do you think would cause that delay?
I think it's storyline content.
Because of the Civil War that they were trying to hit that time, they just rechanged the entire story?
No, I think they're still going to have some of that stuff. I think that they probably had a joke that they were building to, and because of the delay, probably they were having some mechanical problems, stuff like that. They were probably building it so that they would have DLC available on a somewhat regular schedule when they're implementing that stuff that they had hoped for the first one but didn't get to actually add in. Someone probably made the joke that they were going to get to, and if you beat them to the joke, that's not South Park. So I bet you they went, that doesn't work. Or it could be, remember Batman v Superman came out too. They could have been going for Civil War, going, this is the funny thing, and then when they go, think about it, you have 2 sides of kids, and they're fighting over, both of them are, their mom's name is Martha. I mean, that joke writes itself for South Park. So I could see that either they were going for that, or they didn't know, and then they saw Batman, they're like, we got to take on that we're going to do, especially because the whole, remember the early seasons, Cartman's mom is a big whore, all that kind of stuff. It would make sense if they were trying to tell a joke, and they needed to flesh it out more because they had to redo the script. That makes sense to me.
I could see a little bit of the gaming mechanics because they did kind of switch the gaming mechanics from the first.
They did, yeah. They
do know
some
that,
stuff, yeah.
So I could see maybe they were experimenting a little bit more with some of that stuff and trying to get it to work. Either, and it could be the same route as with the writing as well. I could see a lot of jokes leading into what they were releasing, leading into this year. Now there's tons of stuff that you can put into there, so I can see them. It had to do more with writing than anything else.
I think it's been challenging for them for making games and writing for games because their TV show, they can do an episode like that same week, and whatever happened in the news,
72-hour turnaround.
Yeah, 72-hour turnaround. They can make it quick. While in a video game, they can't do that.
Yeah.
With the story they're trying to tell, make those jokes that'd be funny, but then by the time the game's out,
when they write the joke and then when they put it in a script and then they start coding for all that stuff and then the thing gets manufactured and put out there and then we, with our busy lives, we finally get to that part of the game, that could be a 3-year-old joke. That's not going to be effective. You have to have something that's kind of a timeless sentiment as opposed to a specific, hey, remember David Hasselhoff being drunk and eating a cheeseburger off his kitchen floor? You go, yeah, but that was like 5 years ago. What are you...
5.
What are you doing, man? So you have to have something that's a little bit more timeless.
Was that an issue with the original, with the Stick of
No,
Truth?
but that was... A lot of that it was they had redone the script because of the THQ thing. They threw out that script and basically kind of started again because they knew, we don't even have a publisher now. I don't know if we're going to have a game. And then when they got the assets bought... We do, but, you know, it's been a year and a half of kind of limbo trying to figure out what's going to go on with THQ and the new ownership and all that kind of stuff, so...
Do you think the October 17th is a good release date for that game to try and stand out?
I think it is. Basically, with all the superheroes and everything, it's close to Halloween. So,
And it still
I
fits
didn't think
in the
about
holiday.
that.
It still fits with the holiday window.
yeah.
And you'll probably have the new season will be going around that time, so they can
Okay.
market it heavily.
Ooh,
So-
I never thought about that. New season would go with because the season went with the Stick of Truth. Is that correct, or did it lead up until? Because I remember there was the
There's no-
PS4 Xbox One battle.
But there's no direct. But yeah, it's kind of they were able to advertise at the same time, and it kind
Yeah.
of felt like
Yeah.
you were doing that. So
So hopefully they can incorporate that into the TV show, make it fun, how they did with the Stick of
It
Truth.
would be smart marketing.
I just don't want it to get lost because again, in the fall, there's going to be a few big games that are
no, it was
losers.
the first game I think was well received enough, and it's South Park. It's gonna kind of sell itself.
There was a bunch of streams on the first game, so I knew a lot of people.
It's so much fun to just if you just wanted to watch the game, it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the first game, it's fantasy based, so you have 3 classes. So there's basically mage, and then there's warrior, soldier, and then there's your thief paladin character, and then there's Jew. So
There's what?
Jew, because Cartman's basically the dungeon master. So if you want to be the evil character that's an anti-hero, you would choose Jew, and that was funny.
What was the powers of a Jew?
I don't remember. I wasn't brave enough to try.
I don't.
My haircut, I don't think I'm allowed to. So.
And Mo, you will reserve it and you'll get the Stick of Truth.
Yep.
Are you going to play Stick of Truth first or the
No,
Fractured
I will
Bubble?
play the first one. Yeah, I'm always the person that always plays whatever the first one is going into the new iteration. So
Yeah.
I'll have to get to that first.
Hopefully you can find a place that pre-orders that you can get that code or get that game first.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see what happens.
Because I know some are waiting later until you get the game, some or now I'm not sure which retailers.
I think
or
if
which.
you actually put cash down, so like GameStop, I think they'll probably have it available for you because they usually have those demo discs, and that's what it would be. Where like Amazon, I didn't put any money on it, so they didn't send me a code because I could always cancel it in the next 6 months.
Oh.
And then you sent me, or you gave me a downloadable code, which I know it's not an actual manufactured thing, but it's you lost an asset that you could have sold to somebody else, and then you didn't get any money from me. So
But yeah, gold. We're going gold. Just in case any DLCs come out. Sure, it'll be story driven. So
no, that's part of it. If they sell you a season pass, they have to provide one.
Oh.
So
And do you think this release date will stick or will it be delayed again?
I think it should stick. I think this is. I can see them sticking to this. With the whole starting of a new season and also being close to Halloween as well. I think it would sell really well. I can see that being a big thing too.
They could be. Maybe that's part of the delay too, is they were trying to time the release to go with the new season, and maybe
Because the season starts in September, usually.
yeah. So maybe they were thinking like we could release it now, but we could do a little bit more polish, and it would come out in July with whatever delay. And they're like, well, why wouldn't we just hold it for another few months and have it come out with the new season as opposed to in the middle of the drought when everybody's at Disneyland as opposed to at home watching TV or playing video games.
Yeah.
And maybe they just tried to... Because October 17th is a very odd time to pick. If you were just going for, let's give it the holiday window, it would be that middle to late November
Which I would
release.
highly stay away.
So October 17th, who goes, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, Assassin's Creed is usually the last week of October, usually when they release Assassin's Creed.
And this is an Ubisoft title, so...
That's
Right.
what I'm thinking is maybe Ubisoft might have confidence in Assassin's Creed and put it in November.
Or maybe they have like a massive media buy for Assassin's Creed, but if you have, they have a couple extra spaces where they could, an extra week of stuff that they can put out there, and okay, we got South Park we can put on there.
It would be hysterical if Assassin's Creed, released a little bit earlier or whatever, and then they release South Park, and then they put an Assassin's Creed costume into this. That would be hysterical.
They do that in all the other games.
Right, so they do, and Ubisoft is known for doing that.
Oh, you have Kyle, and he's got like the watchdogs. He's got
Yeah, it would be
over his face.
hysterical.
Got a trench coat and a fedora.
Would kill me. I think it would be so funny.
But even if they stick to that last week in October, they're two very different games, two different markets.
Yeah.
I don't think Ubisoft
I don't
be
think they're
concerned
gonna have
about.
a problem. I don't
Like
know.
one is gonna get the South Park, one will get Assassin's Creed. or if you're these two fellows, you're just
Get
gonna
them both.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a real gamer.
Get them both and buy every single game that is released.
Most buys.
But
Day
I
ones.
do think, Rich, do you think the release date will stay?
Yeah. That's an odd one to pick. So.
Yeah, I think it is right. We know it's a great market. I think you are right that they can have it done in July or this summer if they wanted to, but perfect marketing. Get it during the season. You have at least half a season to market towards it, to build up to it, and then have it released October 17th.
And that also, with that kind of thinking where they would have been ready for a July release, that gets it. And I don't want day one DLC, but if you have it where right there around Christmas you've got a full DLC campaign that's available for the season pass holders, it's ready to go, and then a couple costumes, whatever they're holiday themed or whatever. That's perfect. Like that's another reason for the impulse buys at Best Buy and all that kind of stuff to pick it up. It's already got extra content. So
And that's our take on the South Park, The Fractured Butthole release date of October 17th. Please let us know what you think of the delay and if you will be picking it up. We are at the end of our Gamescast. This is the time where we go balls deep. This is where we let you know what games we'll be playing all week long. Starting with you, Mo. What games will you be playing? What have you been playing?
Oh shit. What have I been playing? I dove into Horizon a little bit more, so I'll be playing that. Back in Injustice, of course. Hoping not the guild that I joined. Taking a little break from Persona because I'm at this key point in the storyline where I don't know which girl to choose. Yeah, taking my time because you get to date a girl and she becomes kind of.
Have you not beaten the game after 100 hours?
No, I wanted to hold off because I can't make up my mind.
You just create a save game and then you do both.
Yeah,
whichever one ends up better.
There's like 9 different choices
of women,
of females to choose out of which one you want to.
And you narrowed it down to 2.
I've narrowed it down to 5.
How does Heather?
Now you sound like me.
How does Heather feel about this?
She picked the other 4. That's the weird part.
Probably. Yeah. Why would you go with her? This one's so much better. Yeah. So I'm holding off for right now. So I started with Horizon until I make my decisions, and Injustice 2. Next, I believe next weekend we'll be jumping into For Honor a little bit more, going back online for a little bit.
How's Horizon so far?
I love it. Oh, I love it. The mechanics. I died a lot, actually, within the first, I want to say 3 hours. Because the gaming controls on it to level up and everything, it took some getting used to. Because those freaking robots are smart. Like, to sneak away from them. As soon as you make too much noise, they're on you. And then they call their wild packs and everything. They're like wolves. It's pretty crazy. But... yeah, I died quite a bit of times from getting fucking raped by like 3 fucking machines. Sounds terrible. Sounds like a bad porno.
Jesus.
But,
yeah.
The weird part is that's the same thing that happens in Persona.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
With machines.
So Horizon is definitely storyline, very storyline driven. Even the side quests have something to do. Tracking, doing all the actual stuff that you would do if you were part of a tribe or Indian tribe. They teach you in the game, and you do it a little bit different because you have a piece of technology that nobody else has. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that they implemented that. So,
and Rich, I know you've been playing Watch Dogs 2.
I've been focused on Injustice.
Injustice as well.
Yeah,
Injustice.
Probably gonna continue there. I got to do all my single player run throughs to get all the endings. But.
Oh, for each character,
doing the same thing. Yep.
How long does it take to beat it with a character? On average.
Well, the storyline or the actual story, the separate story.
There's 2
whatever.
modes.
Yeah.
Because
is there Mortal Kombat where you just go up and
that's the single
yeah.
where you get individual endings, and then there's the overall story where you're making choices and they switch up what characters you're playing.
So you have to beat it like 2 different ways for each character?
Technically, you have to beat it at least twice in the main story plus all the different characters.
Yeah.
Good replay.
Yeah.
Oh, it has
get to know each character.
Yeah. You know, the way that they incorporated the towers for Mortal Kombat was so unique in Injustice, where it's like you have a different set of worlds and they refresh the harder worlds refresh within I think they give you 3 days or so,
Yeah.
like, something like that. And then the other worlds have like a 24-hour to 3-hour time gap for you to clear. But it's like you choose a world, and Brother I tells you, hey, you need to choose one of these locations, and then this is how you're saving that part of the country or something like that.
Use 3 environmental attacks and
Yeah.
this one for a bonus.
Yeah.
Or do 2
They
state
give you
transitions.
like little things. They give you little side, quests, I guess, if you want to call it like that. And if you complete it, then you get rewarded big time. So it's pretty cool.
And each one of these worlds, they're using the gear system and the shaders and everything, so you don't face the same characters. You may face Cheetah, but she's completely geared out differently this time. She may have a new ability that the last version that you fought didn't have. So now she plays somewhat differently. And then they got premium skins and stuff, so like you can turn Captain Cold into Mr. Freeze. Completely revoiced, completely new character model, but they use the basic same moves. But then you throw in other things. You're doing that with Robin. He's also Nightwing, so you can use Nightwing staff when you're set up as Robin.
Cool.
That throws off some techniques there too.
I forgot to notice that too when what's it called? Damn, what's his name? The Green Lantern.
John Stewart?
Yeah, John Stewart. You can play as John Stewart, and that was a changer for me. I was like, "Who the hell is this guy
From the Daily Show?
No, the Green Lantern, John Stewart.
I thought it was a Green Lantern.
There's
I was
plenty of
joking
Green
about
Hal
it.
Jordan, yes,
Yeah,
but
it's Hal
his
Jordan.
replacement in the comics was John Stewart.
Oh, they have the.
Yeah, he's a Black Architect. He's the one that's from the Justice League cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is
but you
the
can
way
and
you know him.
voiced by the same
By
guy.
Phil Lamar that does the voice of Aquaman in the game too.
Yeah,
And Rich, I know you're not really into fighting games, right? Or have you
I
been
can
in
be.
the past?
I can be. Like I play Mortal Kombat, but I don't play Street Fighter. I used to back in the day. The iterations of 2 and 3 and Alpha, I played those quite a bit. But
But it sounds like you've been enjoying Injustice.
yeah, but I'm a huge comic book nerd, so
and they did the comic books justice to each
you
character.
mean Injustice?
And they did justice to injustice. Let's put it like that.
No, and I read the Injustice comics and stuff like that. So there's some problems with the story, minor ones, but for the most part, they do some things to pay off those storylines and stuff. So.
Yeah. And they did also mention some Lord of the Rings stuff too, because Warner Brothers. It was like the Eye of Sauron.
No, and they tie in Mortal Kombat quite a bit.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have crossover Sub-Zero, and it looks like Raiden are gonna be in the game, and
I can't wait.
there's reference because it's the multiverse, so they can have visitors from other worlds show up. So.
Yeah. There's so much build up, nine new characters, so I can't wait.
Well, and like I said, they keep switching some of the characters too. So you play Supergirl, and then you can switch her into Power Girl. Completely new voice. New
Alicia
character model.
Silverstone, the only bad girl I know.
No.
And that's how you end that conversation. Just mention Alicia Silverstone.
That's how you end every conversation lately.
I've been doing well.
Much anymore.
I've been doing well. I have been a slacker, and I didn't play any video games at all during the last week. My wife actually played more video games than I did. After we recorded last week, I hooked up my Farpoint, played for about 20 minutes. They
Only
watched
peed
me
himself twice.
play VR.
Remember he's on that cliffside and he screamed when he got he jumped at him. I didn't know that. That's part of the coding. They will only approach you from the front, so you can't ever be attacked from behind. Because that was a lot of what we were watching him do. Is he kept looking. He'd be in the middle of something, one of them would disappear, and then he spent time trying to basically. Did it get behind me? And then the thing would resequence.
The coding, if they shoot past you, they jump at you, and then they run in front.
Yeah. So you don't get motion sickness.
Sarah didn't understand that so far, but Sarah played for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. She loved it. I actually posted on the Facebook on my Facebook page saying she looks very sexy with a weapon, but she loved it. We were playing till like 1 a.m. and she just continued wanting to play. I was like, I'm ready for bed, but she loved Farpoint. She actually wants to continue to play more. But this weekend, over the long holiday weekend, it will be my VR weekend. Planning to play Farpoint. It will only take 5 or 6 hours, so I'm going to play a lot of Farpoint, do Robinson the Journey, which I got on launch day in November, and Mario Kart. And whenever I get a new Xbox One controller, it will be Mass Effect, but that will be a while. But that'll be my focus. It'll be a VR weekend, as if you didn't know already that I love VR. I probably don't know enough. It was probably in all my press conferences. If I was running the show, put VR in anywhere. Nintendo VR press conference. We don't have VR. I don't give a shit. Put VR in there somewhere. So that was our show. That's how we were going balls deep with the games we'll be playing. Thanks for watching the show and have a wonderful weekend.